So that's just my one question. Why?
The owner of Absolutely Fabulous echoes the question of many gay-friendly businesses in Huntington Beach, where the city council has just voted to stop flying the rainbow flag during Gay Pride Month.
What makes you think it's okay to discriminate against the gay population?
It's not about discrimination, but limiting the flags on city properties, says newly elected council member Pat Burns in the PAC meeting.
The city of Huntington Beach should only fly or display on public property the American flag, POW, MIA flag, the California flag, the County of Orange flag, and the city of Huntington Beach flag.
Public speakers here on both sides.
Fly this flag because it's inclusive, but don't you dare fly the Christian flag next to it.
It's just about freedom, about to be who you truly are.
How about the Confederate flag? I'm sure we have some loyal Southerners here. I know. How about the Islamic flag? We have. We could put the Israeli flag up, the Palestinian flag up. You know, where does it end?
It sends a message you're not welcome. And that's not true. We're a diverse city. We are known as a diverse city, so please stand up to the values of our city, of Huntington Beach.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that I only can describe as democracy in action, because far leftists tell us when they're talking about Trump how much they love democracy. In fact, that's what they tell us that the 2024 election is all about. It's all about democracy, right? Democracy, power to the people, right? Let the people vote. Except far leftists don't actually really like democracy, especially when it doesn't go their way, which is exactly what happened in this California town, Huntington Beach, that just voted to ban all non-governmental flags, including the pride flag and quote-unquote cultural banners on government properties. Now, this comes as the city, their council last year voted to remove the pride flag from city buildings during Pride Month, okay? Because we all know what happens during Pride Month. Probably one of the most annoying months of the year, along with Black History Month, to be quite honest with you. Right. We all know how the woke revolutionaries get emboldened during that month, okay? So this town said, hey, you know what? We're going to take down the pride flag. The woke revolutionaries protested, okay? They were outraged. They was upset about it.
Councilman Pat Burns, Republican, who led the effort to ban the flag, said in a statement that the city, quote, should avoid actions that could easily or mistakenly be perceived as divisive. All are equally valued members of our community, and none are to be treated differently or discriminated against, end quote.
It is reasonable to assume that when you face what you face with that Republican commissioner in Huntington Beach, they don't want the recognition of community. Mm-hmm. So the rejection of the flag is that we don't want to acknowledge that community. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a reasonable conclusion here, that we're sitting here in Broward County in Hollywood going, well, that's why he would do that, because he doesn't want to acknowledge gay men and lesbians and trans community. And if there was a chance of somebody like Donald Trump to carry a major metropolitan county in California, Orange County would be the closest. So that's the personality that we're talking about.
Maybe like a Bay County. Like Panama City, Florida, where I'm from.
I think that what Chrissy Teigen called Donald Trump in her tweet, which is now part of the congressional record, is fitting for Huntington Beach Republican Councilman Pat Burns, the ass bitch.
Okay, and now the same town has said, hey, look, we're going to allow the voters to decide, right? We're going to put it up to the voters in regards to whether or not we're going to allow any non-governmental flags to fly. And the voters have voted. They've spoken, and they're basically saying, yeah, we want to ban non-governmental flags. And now the LGBTQ activists are boohoo, whining, and crying discrimination, even though there's nothing discriminatory about this. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Huntington Beach voters have approved a measure limiting which flags can fly from city buildings.
That's right. Pride flags, breast cancer awareness flags, and religious flags are just some of the examples of what can no longer be displayed. NBC4's Karma Dickerson explains this decision and has reaction for us. Karma.
Yes, we're coming to you from Huntington Beach City Hall. You can see that there are flags flying proudly behind us. Now, this decision, if the vote continues as it appears at this point, would mean that only flags from a governmental entity, for example, the military, the city of Huntington Beach, Orange County, are able to fly here. Now, city officials say this is about including everybody, but opponents say it specifically targets different groups of people.
There are some places where you see the pride flag flying so proudly, even Darth Vader can't resist. But as the Orange County LGBTQ Center hosted him in preparation for their May the 4th gala, they can't help but think of the one place they're not likely to see that flag flying anytime soon. Early election results show voters of Huntington Beach voted in support of Measure B. Essentially, it amends the municipal charter to ban all non-governmental flags from flying on city property. This comes after the city council passed an ordinance last year, reversing the policy of flying the rainbow flag on city buildings in June. What the move means depends on who you ask.
Well, our whole goal in bringing Measure B forward was to bring unity. We wanted to remove all special interests and just focus on flags that represent all of us, regardless of our race, gender, sexual orientation.
It's that message of we want LGBTQ people to be a little bit less seen and a lot less heard in Huntington Beach.
Peg Corley, executive director of the LGBT.
So I'm not exactly sure how this person comes to the conclusion that this is targeting LGBTQ people, because the ban bans all non-governmental flags. Okay, so if it is a Christian flag, it is banned. If it is an Islamic flag, then it is banned. If it is a thin blue line flag, then it is banned. If it's a Gadsden flag, then it is banned. If it's a Black Lives Matter flag, then it is banned. Okay, you think of whatever type of cultural flag or whatever type of political movement is banned if it's not associated with the local government, right, or the United States of America. So I don't understand how these people claim discrimination, that they're being targeted, because if they were being targeted, then they just would have voted to ban the pride flag. But again, what these people want are special rights and privileges, right? They want the ability to fly the pride flag, but yet these people will be boo-hooing and crying if, let's just say, for example, they put up the Confederate flag, or you put up, the Christian flag, or, the Gadsden flag, or a Trump flag, or whatever, right? If you start putting up flags that they disagree with, that they see as hateful, these people will be boo-hooing and crying, oh, you need to take it down. It's hateful towards trans people. It's putting my life in danger, right? This is what they say, right? This is what they do, okay? So the citizens say, you know what? We can't show any special treatment towards anybody. We're just going to ban it all, okay, except the American flag. And these people want to pretend like they've been discriminated against. And again, that tells you everything you need to know. They want special rights, not equal rights, okay? Because if you want equal rights, then I can say, hey, I would love to see a Trump flag, right? Or a Gadsden flag, or, some other flag, or some political flag that I agree with. Yeah, I would love to see it flown, but the people don't want it flown. They don't want to allow those flags. So therefore, you can fly the flag at your own house, right? In fact, I actually think it's better not to have these flags at all in, on government property, right? Just like in schools. Okay, we've done stories about this, how, schools are, posting pride flags and BLM flags and these overtly political flags in their classrooms. And then they want to boo-hoo, whine, and cry when they get banned and say, oh, well, we're not being included. We're being discriminated. No, you're not being discriminated against, because the American flag includes everybody. Okay, everybody is included. And if you don't feel included, then, hey, there are other countries on earth that you can go to, and maybe you'll feel more included. So, again, what really blows my mind about these people is that, they don't want to be represented under the American flag, but yet they still want to stay here, right? And then boo-hoo, whine, and complain and cry when there are plenty of places to go if you want to feel included that are not here, right? But if you go stay here, then, hey, you have to be okay with the American flag representing you on government property, because it, in fact, does represent everybody.
LGBTQ Center Orange County says the flag is a symbol of welcome, acceptance, and belonging to members of the community. Critical, she says, at a time when recent reports shows hate incidents against the LGBTQ plus community, increased more than 100% in 2022.
Probably a lie, right? Probably a lie. Okay, that I wouldn't put any stock into a lot of this stuff. Okay, because I mean, we're seeing some twisting of reality. Okay, they'll tell you, hey, crime is down, but at the same time, hate incidents against LGBTQ is up, right? Hate crimes up. Crime is down, but hate crimes up. How does that work, right? If crime is down across the board, like they tell us, why? How is hate crimes against LGBTQ people up? Again, this type of game they playing, man. Okay, the statistics match their narrative, and that is kind of what is happening.
The fact that Huntington Beach had an inclusive policy on the books, and then they are unraveling that policy and taking us backwards, sends a very loud message.
Huntington Beach Mayor Gracie Vandermark says that's not the intention of the council vote or the proposed charter amendment. She points out this is the will of the voters.
We wanted to include the voters in this decision. The majority of the voters, here you go. This is the issue. You guys decide what direction you would like to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally democracy, right? Which blows my mind about these people, right? These same people, again, the far left, democracy. Okay, well, this was democracy. Democracy said, we don't want to be able to fly any of these flags. And they're now, again, boohoo-whining and crying about discrimination. Again, it's amazing how that works.
Now, if this does in fact pass, it does leave a little leeway for the city council to weigh in here. For example, a unanimous vote could allow them to fly a non-governmental flag. But when I asked the mayor what that would likely apply to, she said she does believe that the voters were specific about not wanting any special interest flags to fly. She said, for example, maybe Olympics flag is something that could be voted on unanimously by the city council. So at least for the short term, do not expect to have that pride flag flying here at Huntington Beach. Reporting live, I'm Carmen Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Yeah, so something non-divisive, right? Something non-divisive. Okay, I think this town made the right decision. Shout out to this mayor for sticking with this decision. I know it's tough in California. Standing up to the woke revolutionaries, not bowing down to the claims of hate and bigotry and saying, you know what, we allow the voters to vote. The voters don't want to allow this, and we're not going to allow it. And it is what it is. So, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.